Hey, what's up everyone? Nick here, and welcome back to the Evil Within Let's Platinum series. Now, this is a very special video. This is a video that I have been equally dreading and greatly looking forward to since the beginning of this series. And what I'm talking about is Phase 3 of the Let's Platinum series. So let's take a moment, a brief moment before I jump into this to recap what we've done so far. So this is part 19 of the entire series. It's a long series, longest I've ever done. The first phase, Phase 1, was to play through the game from start to finish. I included all the cutscenes, all the gameplay, everything. I did survivor difficulty, no upgrades, all collectibles, and then a couple miscellaneous trophies that I happened to get along the way. Now, Phase 1, that took up videos 1 through 15. Then we moved on to Phase 2, which took up only videos 16 through 18, and that was where I used the New Game Plus feature to go back. I used all of the green gel that I had accumulated during my initial playthrough, and I got all of the upgrade-related trophies. And then I used the Chapter Select feature to go back and get those chapter-specific trophies, such as sneaking through all the enemies in Chapter 2, killing the sadist with a knife in Chapter 3, etc. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to Phase 3, which is none other than Akumu difficulty. And like I said, I've been dreading it, but I've also really been excited for it. So what I'm going to do, instead of making this introduction any longer than it needs to be, is I'm actually just going to jump straight into the game. So here we go. One thing that I forgot, let me do this now while it's on my mind. I'm going to go to the options and disable the letterbox. So what that is if you notice during my initial playthrough of the game, oh god damn it, I pressed the wrong button. During my initial playthrough of the game was in a widescreen format. That's how the game was originally developed. So here we go, Akumu difficulty, it officially begins. The reason that I couldn't change that was because when I first started this series, I wasn't connected to the internet because I had just moved into my new apartment, and so I couldn't disable the widescreen feature because I couldn't update the game. And so I decided just to keep the widescreen for, you know, the initial playthrough. But now that we're doing Akumu, I'm going to switch to full screen, and you guys can let me know, I don't know, which one you enjoy more. I originally enjoyed full screen more back when I played this on Xbox, but I do see the appeal of the widescreen feature. It does add a sense of claustrophobia to the game. Now, anyway, guys, we're jumping straight into it. You'll notice that I skipped that initial cutscene. That's something that I talked about in previous videos. And so what I'm going to do in this video is going to be a little bit more in-depth, because one thing that I had mentioned in previous videos was, you know, during my initial playthrough of the game, I kept everything in there, all the cutscenes, all the gameplay, everything. But as I told you, when I go back to do Akumu and the speed run, I'm not gonna make you guys have to sit through all of that again, because there are certain parts in the game, like for example, what you're seeing right now. There's nothing going on here. This is all just introduction. This is setting up the game, and there's really no reason you have to watch this other than just to hear my commentary at this point.
I can be an extra set of eyes.
So, as the game progresses after this initial video, whenever there are parts like this where there's really nothing going on, I'm just going to edit them out. So this playthrough and the speed run, there's going to be a lot of edited footage. You're not going to see the cutscenes. You're not going to see moments like this. I'll edit out some of the deaths, but keep in some of them as well. But it's gonna be a bit more involved on my end than the initial playthrough, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of editing and cutting certain things out. And again, the biggest thing, like I said, is I'm going to be skipping all of the cutscenes. So, like I said, you guys who have been following this series, you've already seen the story. You know what's going on.
Impossible.
This is more about just having fun with it. Akumu difficulty is still today, in my opinion, the best example of a job well done when making a hardest difficulty. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to kind of introduce what Akumu is for those of you who might not know. and also share some of my opinions and thoughts and experiences. And notice how I do say experiences, because I have done this before. I beat the game on Akumu on Xbox, and I got all the achievements on Xbox. It's just that now, obviously, this is PlayStation, so I have to redo that in order to get the trophy. But you know, I think that I have a pretty good perspective when it comes to judging hardest difficulties, because that's what I based my channel on for 2 years. For 2 years, I did nothing but play games on the hardest difficulty. Every Uncharted game, Gears of War, Evil Within 1, Evil Within 2, Resident Evil 4, all the Batman games. I covered a lot of games on my channel, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And over the years, I really kind of gained a new appreciation for what it takes to develop a hardest difficulty, because, and I've talked about this in numerous videos, but it's hard. It's very hard for a developer to make a difficulty that is both fun and equally challenging. And there have been a lot of times in the past where games have very greatly failed at this. For example, with Gears of War 4. Gears of War 4, still to this day, that's what I consider to be the hardest game that I ever beat on the hardest difficulty. I had to beat it on insane difficulty by myself. And the problem with that is it was very tough, but it was too tough. It wasn't impossible. Like, obviously I beat it, but it completely ruined the game for me. After I beat that difficulty, I didn't want to play that game ever again. It ruined it. It ruined everything about it for me. And so they obviously they put too much of the balance on the difficulty and not enough balance on the having fun aspect. Whereas if you look at a different franchise, the Batman games, those hardest difficulties are not very tough at all. They're pretty easy. And so that's another thing, is they kind of went too far on the, hey, just have fun with it side, and not enough on the, hey, let's actually challenge the player side. At least, of course, in my opinion. I think Uncharted is a very good example. They made a very good hardest difficulty when they made brutal difficulty for the remastered versions of the games. But, nevertheless, to this day, Evil Within Akumu difficulty is my prime example of what a hardest difficulty should be. It is fun, it is captivating, it is stressful, it keeps you on the edge of your seat. It's difficult, but at the same time, it's manageable. You learn. As you go, you learn. You die, and you die again, but you learn from it, and you ultimately come out a much better player. And when you do beat Akumu, there is a very real sense of pride. You truly do feel like you've accomplished something, which is not something that you can say about every game, but more importantly, not only do you feel like you accomplished something, but you want to keep going. Like, when I first played Evil Within on the hardest difficulty, not only did I finish Akumu mode, but I felt so good, and it really gave me a new appreciation for the game, so much so that that's when I actually decided to go back and get all of the achievements. So Akumu difficulty, it really is a special feature of this game. And if you are familiar with the Evil Within franchise, then I think one of the best things you could do is take a look at Evil Within 2. Evil Within 2, for some reason, they abandoned Akumu, and instead they switched to something called Classic difficulty, which was just awful. It wasn't fun. It was challenging, but for all the wrong reasons. And, I've had a lot of discussions about these things with my buddy, and who's also a huge fan of this game. We talk about this game quite a bit, and we've talked a lot in great detail about the difficulties and the differences between Akumu and Classic, and it's astounding. And I think playing Evil Within 2 on Classic gave me an even greater appreciation for Akumu on the first game. So yeah, guys, those are some of my initial thoughts and experiences that I wanted to share with you. during this first level of the game, because this is the perfect chance to get this all out of the way, because later on, you know, there's going to be a lot more focus on the gameplay, because it's, you know, it's hard. And so what I want to do now is I want to talk a little bit about doing this. I'll be honest, I'm kind of nervous to be doing this for a number of reasons.
Where's the exit?
On the one hand, I'll go ahead and pick up this collectible, but I'm not going to read them or focus on them like I did in my initial playthrough. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because not only am I nervous to play Akumu, because like I said, it's tough and it is nerve-wracking, but I've never done this before. Whenever in the past I've made hardest difficulty walkthroughs, I never recorded myself while doing it. So you can imagine that behind the scenes there was a lot of rage, there was a lot of cussing, there was a lot of failure involved, there was a lot of dying, and those are all things that you never got to see because in a walkthrough I just edited all of that stuff out. But given that this is kind of a Let's Play format, it's a very different experience for me, and I'm hoping that as you guys get to see some of those raw emotions that this game evokes in me, I'm hoping it kind of entertains you and gives you a bit of a excitement and appreciation for this difficulty as well. But like I said, I'm nervous. And here we go. So now we are going to go into the first... Is that green gel? I didn't think that was green gel. So now we're going to go into the first actual part of the game where you really risk dying. So just like before, we're going to come into this room here, and we're going to hide in the locker. The sadist is going to come in, he's going to thrash about, and we'll be okay. But then we go into the next room, and even in the next room, it's a very simple room on lower difficulties, but on Akumu, they do these very subtle changes. So on Akumu mode, you're going to see that there are these boxes that are blocking your path, and those boxes were not there on lower difficulties. There's also areas where they throw in more enemies, as you'll see in Chapter 2. And so certain sections of the game that you were able to just zip through on your lower difficulty playthroughs of this game, you can't really do that here because they change things up. They throw things at you that you just aren't expecting. And I think that adds a lot to the fun of it, because it kind of, especially your first time playing Akumu, you know, it really kind of keeps you on your toes. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. I'm going to actually attempt something here that I never knew you could do. So check this out. First, what I'm going to do, same thing I always do, I'm going to pick up this bottle, throw it over there, throw it. Okay, the sadist is going to go chasing it. Now check this out. I never knew that you could do this. I'm going to run in here behind this counter. I'm going to pick up another bottle, and before the sadist runs in here, I'm going to throw it at those boxes. So that's something I never knew you could do. I thought you had to wait for the sadist to come in here, and he had to break the boxes for you, and then once he left, you would be able to get the hell out of there. But I gotta give a big shout out to my friend Leon. We were emailing the other day, and he was telling me about this YouTuber that he really enjoys named, and I apologize if I mess up the name here, but it's something along the lines of mr.mcgee.gaming or 321. And when he told me about this guy, I decided to look him up, and on his YouTube channel, he had a walkthrough for Akumu, and I just watched the first video of it, and I saw him do that. I saw him pick up that bottle and just throw it at the boxes, and the boxes break. And I was just like, oh my god, like, I had no idea you could do that. And initially, you know, last year when I played this game on Xbox, I died in that room like 3 or 4 times because what I was doing was I was waiting for the sadist to come into the room, break the box for me, and then I had to wait for him to leave the room and then make a run for it. And that way, it's doable, but it's much, much harder. But so there you go. Akumu is already off to a good start. Chapter 1 is now completed. We'll move on to Chapter 2. But So the biggest thing you're going to see, the biggest difference, and this is why I'm excited, because originally I was worried. I thought, okay, everybody just watched me play through this game once. Are they really going to want to sit here and watch me do it again? And, I mean, so far, the support on this series has been phenomenal. You guys are loving it. I'm loving it. It's just been a hoot and a half. I've been having the time of my life with this series. And it's also just a fantastic game, so that also helps. But I think the biggest thing, the reason this is going to still be exciting for you to watch is because my whole approach is going to be different. So granted, in Chapter 1 you didn't really see that, but later on, when I played through this game on my playthrough, I just ran into every level, guns blazing, balls on fire, ready to kick some ass and take names. Because you can get away with that on lower difficulties. You don't really have to focus on strategy, especially if you've already played the game. Maybe if it's your first time playing, sure. But if you've already played the game a couple times, you really don't have to. You really don't have to strategize too much when it comes to the lower difficulties. But on Akumu, that just changes. On Akumu, you have to pay attention to every single enemy encounter, and I mean that. Even if you're just going through a building and there's one enemy in a hallway in front of you, even just one enemy running out and trying to shoot the enemy in the knees and then burning them with a match, you gotta be careful. It's different on Akumu, and that's part of the beauty of it, but it's also part of the frustration that comes with it. I think the perfect example is back when I did my Akumu walkthrough on the Xbox, in Chapter 10 when you fight Laura, remember, there's a key there, and to get the key you actually have to kill Laura. You can't just run away from her. And so back when I was recording that walkthrough, I was really nervous because I did not think I was going to be able to kill her. So it took me a good 10 tries, and finally I killed her. Finally I killed Laura. And the game, it doesn't give you a checkpoint right after you kill her. It waits until you get into the elevator and the cutscene begins.
You are the only soul here.
So what happened was, what ended up happening is I killed Laura, and then before moving on, I kind of scavenged the area and made sure that I picked up everything. As I was doing that, as I was scavenging the area, I lost a little bit of my focus, and as a result, I walked into an explosive trap, and I died. And I had to redo the entire fight over again.
This way, please.
And had that happened on a lower difficulty, first off, that explosion wouldn't have killed me because it's a lower difficulty. But on the other hand, even if it had killed me, it wouldn't be that big of a deal to fight her again, because again, it's a lower difficulty. But on Akumu mode, it's completely unforgiving in every sense of the word. You could get through a combat encounter perfectly. So for example, take Chapter 2. If you remember, in Chapter 2 there's a very big stealth encounter involving the village. You're in the village, there's a lot of enemies walking around. We're going to get to that in a little bit actually. But on Akumu difficulty, you could get through that entire encounter flawlessly on your first try, and then accidentally walk into a bear trap, because there are a ton of bear traps lying around and it's really dark. And if that happens, oh well, screw you, you gotta do it all over again, because the bear trap's gonna kill you in one hit. Which actually reminds me, I completely forgot to mention this. For those of you who don't know, I'm now saying it 20 minutes into the video. For those of you who don't know, Akumu difficulty, it's the hardest difficulty of the game, which means the enemies are faster, stronger, and more abundant. But the real caveat is that it's a one-hit kill difficulty, meaning that if an enemy hits you one time, no matter how they hit you, no matter how you take damage, you die. And that's just how it works. And so you're going to see there are a lot of various strategies that I really didn't take into account on my initial playthrough that you'll see me doing here. A very good example is when you down an enemy and when they're lying on the ground and you drop a match on them. In Akumu mode, it's actually really important that you drop the match by their feet and not by their head, because when they're lying down, they can still wave their arms and thrash at you. And if that happens, and if they hit you while they're doing that, you're dead. And that's just about the stupidest way to die that I can think of. So, even something as small as that, you gotta pay attention to it when you're doing this difficulty. Okay, so here's the Connolly encounter. Now remember, this is something I did on my Phase 2 version of this level. I didn't originally do it on my initial playthrough because I just wanted to fight him. But you actually don't have to kill Connolly. I'm going to show you, because again, on Akumu, you really got to pay attention to your resources. So I'm going to show you how to get past him. I'm going to show you how to get past Connolly without fighting him. So you're just going to run around him, run in here, and again, you don't even actually have to run in here if you don't want to. But run in here, get the green gel, and then run out, and then just get to the caves here. And once you get to the caves, he should lose interest. He shouldn't chase you in here. So you can just come and pick up this green gel, and you can see, yeah, he didn't follow me in here, so I'm good to just keep proceeding. And so that's a really good and useful thing to do, because I just saved myself 5 or 6 bullets, depending on
Leslie, right?
you know how
I'm a police
efficient I
officer.
was in killing him.
Maybe I should
And
Should help you.
that
Shit.
really does matter on this
How am I
difficulty.
gonna get you to a
'cause,
hospital?
Hospital.
Again, you know, this is a survival horror game, and one of the key features of any good
What the
survival
fuck?
horror game is resource management. You really gotta make sure that you're conserving ammo where you can. That's one of the beautiful things about the Resident Evil franchise, is there are so many encounters that you can actually just skip entirely. You don't have to do them, and if you do skip them, you end up saving yourself a lot of ammo, which is obviously beneficial in just about any context I can think of. So, here we go. So now we're getting into the actual bulk of Chapter 2. Let's go ahead and pick up these matches. Matches are very important in Akumu mode. The game is not being very generous so far with green gel, and I don't appreciate that. In fact, on Akumu, 2 of the first things that I usually recommend upgrading are the sprint mechanic and the matches, the amount of matches that you can carry. That really does play a big role in things. And so let's go ahead and check how much green gel I have at the moment. So I don't really have that much yet. So I'm not going to bother going to the upgrade room, because I don't think I need to go there right now. So instead, let's just carry on with Chapter 2, and we'll see how it goes. And so my plan for Chapter 2 is, the hardest part is the giant village section, you know, where you have to kill all of those enemies with stealth. Now, there's an easy way, I shouldn't say easy, there's a medium way to do it, and there's a hard way to do it. Okay, so let's stealth kill this guy. The hard way involves going down this optional path, and really the only benefit of doing that is that there's a key on that path. And remember, the keys are very important, because that's how you open up the lockers, and the lockers have all of those goodies inside. So I'm going to try to do it the hard way. I might try once or twice, and if it doesn't work out, then I'm just going to forget the key, because I can afford to skip it, and I'll try to do it the medium way, which just involves skipping that initial path, which makes things just slightly easier. Now, one thing I'm going to do very quickly before I move forward is, well, I'm going to get this key, and then I'm going to heal myself. And so the first thing you might be saying is, hold on, this is a one-hit kill difficulty, what's the point of healing yourself? That's a very valid point. For me, it has to do with a bit of OCD. I don't like seeing Sebastian's health not at full health, So I'm just going to heal him until he gets to full health, and then I won't have to worry about doing that anymore. But so when you see me in this video here, when you see me healing him, just know that that's completely my preference. Okay, so I'm going to try something here. This is how I think I originally did it. I'm going to throw a bottle right away, and if I did it correctly, both of the enemies should actually come over here. And I'm going to hide in this corner right here. So you can see there's one, there's the other. So it looks like that worked pretty well. And now I'm going to wait for them to turn around. So there they go. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill both of these guys with stealth. Let's hope that it works first try, because that would be awesome if it did. Okay, this guy hasn't turned around yet. And gotta be careful. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. So far, so freaking good. No mishaps, no mess-ups. We've killed. We got through chapter 1 without a hitch, and now this level, I don't think I'll be able to do the whole thing without messing up, but still, we're off to a good start. Now, there is one thing that is tough, but oh shoot, maybe I should have upgraded my match thing while I had the chance. Okay, so here we go. I think that should bring me up to full health. Yes, it does. And so there. Now I don't have to worry about that anymore. We're good. Make sure you disarm this trap here. You don't want to go running into that. It's a good idea to start building up parts now because, again, those are what you use to craft agony bolts. So they're a very valuable resource. Now, here we go, guys. So this is what I was talking about. This is the hardest part of the level. You'll get a checkpoint right here, and this is the village encounter. And you can see this enemy that's in front of me right now. He was not there on he was not there on my initial playthrough because he's not there on the lower difficulties. But because this is Akumu, he is here. So what we're gonna do, hopefully I might not have enough time. Oh, that was close. Okay, so we'll kill him and we'll grab his torch. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'm going to sneak along the outer perimeter here. And there's one other guy over there. I'm gonna go for him next. I'm going to avoid that side of the path right now, and I'm gonna make my way in this direction, and I'm actually going to try to kill this guy with stealth instead of the torch. You could use the torch, but I prefer this way. So, alright, let's wait for him to turn around, and there he goes, and you should have just enough time to do this. And voila, there we go. Okay, so that's, let's make sure to pick up the torch. Ooh, looks like there's some pistol shells as well. Now stick to this fence here so that the enemy behind you doesn't see you. And now we can go and kill this guy here. Any enemy that you can kill with your knife instead of a torch, do it. Because the torches are very, very good ways to kill these guys. So if you can save a torch by using your knife, it's just paramount that you do exactly that. So, like I said, for this initial attempt, I am going to try to take the optional path. It's more difficult, but it's worth it because you get green gel and you also get a key. So I'll give it a shot. You know, we'll see if it works out. But so let's just see how this goes. Okay, so there's one enemy off in the distance, but once again on Akumu mode, they switch things up and they throw a second enemy into the mix. And he has a tendency, he'll come outside, look around, and then he'll go back inside. So you gotta be careful here. So here we go. This guy's coming over here, and this should work out perfectly, where his buddy goes inside. Come on. Okay, so it's not working. The timing's not perfect here, but it should still work out. So we're gonna wait for that guy to go inside. Come on, man. Go inside, you asshole. Okay, there he goes. Now his buddy's going to turn around, and I'm going to go in for the kill before that guy is able to come back out. Alright, that was very good. So now let's get the torch once more. Come here. And sneak into the house. Oh god. Oh god. I didn't mean to do that. Stop it, Sebastian. Okay. Where did... Oh, no. Oh, good. I thought my torch was going to be lost to me. Okay. So... Okay. So far, so good. The enemy just went back outside. So I'm going to take advantage of that. And kill his buddy that's inside. So let's... Again, let's just make sure that that door shuts. Okay, so break down the barrier. This guy's gonna wake up, and as soon as he wakes up, burn him with the torch. Grab the key. Uh-oh. So I think his buddy's gonna come in. Yeah, so here comes the friend. So I'm gonna hide behind this shelf here. Hope he doesn't come. Maybe I'll go a little further. Okay, so this is a little bit of improv here. I'm not quite sure what this guy's gonna do. Okay, so there he goes, and it looks like I should be able to pull off a stealth kill. Okay, so again, everything's going swimmingly right now. This has all been flawless so far, but because of Akumu mode, that could just all change in a heartbeat. Now that guy there, I remember I watched a walkthrough for this a long time ago, and someone said that that guy can wake up, but he never has woken up for me. So I'm going to test my luck here, and I'm gonna leave those barrels. I'm not gonna bother with it just in case. But so we're doing well so far. But like I said, the nature of this difficulty. You could do the whole thing flawlessly, and then at the last second, because of one enemy that just messes you up, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. And you have to redo the entire thing. And it's very, very frustrating when that happens. So let's try to figure out the best way to do this. Because again, everything you're seeing here, this is all going to be a bit of improv. So I gotta think about this for a moment. Now, one thing, you could see that there are some bear traps right here. So if I can get just one of these enemies to come over here, they'll actually get caught in the bear trap. And I should be able to hit them with the torch. However, there's no way. There's no way you just saw me. How did you see me? Okay, I gotta run. And there you go, that's the perfect example. So one of the enemies, oh, both of them got caught in the bear trap. Okay, but they won't stay that way forever. So, okay, here they come. Are they still, I can't even see if they're still chasing me. Yeah, they are. Okay, so here they come. One way that you can actually get rid of them is you can lure them over to this hay bale and then burn them, which, unless they turn around, I might actually try that. Uh-oh. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna turn around and leave me alone or what. So let's just play. Okay, there they go. They're turning around. I'm gonna make my move, and hopefully I can kill them both with stealth. That would be awesome. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, one of them got caught on the uh-oh. Yes! Oh, I can't believe that worked. I didn't think that was gonna work. I thought maybe since they were standing so close together, I'd be able to kill both of them with one torch. I honestly didn't think that was going to work, but it did. So I will just kind of count my blessings. Okay, but however, like I said, we are not out of the woods yet. We're not out of the woods yet. There's one enemy over there. I think there's another one down that path over there. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come into this area here. I'm going to pick up a bottle, and I'm going to throw it over there. And I'm going to try to lure an enemy over here so that they trigger this explosion. Oh, I think one of them might have just triggered an explosion over there. I'm not sure what that loud noise was, because you can see there's a tripwire in front of me I have no idea what's happening right now. This is very nerve-wracking. So I'm trying to get this guy to see me, but I don't think he does. Oh, there's 2 enemies now. Shit. So I'm trying to get one of them to see me so that I can lure him over here to trigger this explosion. I have no idea what just happened. Okay, there he goes. He sees me. Now he's going to chase me. And he should trigger this explosion. And there you go. That's one less enemy to worry about. Instant kill. Now, as I was saying, there's another tripwire off in the distance, and I heard what I thought was a loud explosion. But I don't know. So now I'm in a rough spot because I got to figure out where these guys are. Because I have no idea. So it looks like that enemy that was on this road, he's not here anymore. I don't see him. And the guy that was in this house, it looks like that is what happened. Somehow, some way, luck was on my side and it killed that guy. That's amazing. It looks like it killed 2 guys because there should be another explosive tripwire right here and there's not. That's unbelievable. Can't believe that worked. Can't believe that happened. Okay, so here's the other enemy. Shoot, and I got the timing wrong. So let's see if I don't know if he'll see me in this corner here. Uh-oh. I'm too close. Yep, he sees me. Shit. Gonna make a run for it. I don't wanna do it that way. So I want to be careful here because so far things are going very well, and I just don't want to mess it up in any way. Okay. So, and the thing that's scaring me right now is, if that is what happened, if those enemies did somehow trigger those explosive wires, that's awesome. But I'm not quite sure how to respond because now I don't know for certain what enemies are alive and which aren't. Okay, so the way it looks right now, every enemy is dead, which is absolutely amazing. Because usually right here where I'm standing, there's an explosive wire, but that's gone. And there's also another one in this house here, and that's gone too. So somehow, when I threw that bottle, based on where the enemies were standing at that exact moment, the game led them into a trap, which killed them. And that's an amazing bit of luck. That is almost unheard of. I can't believe that happened. And now I'm in a very good spot because, now I'm in a very good spot because I still have a torch. But, as I was saying earlier, you gotta be careful here because there are bear traps lying around. So here's one. I think there are a total of 2. So just move very slowly. There's another one. Because as good as I've been doing, once again, you don't want to have it all ruined by a fucking bear trap. That would just be awful. But I think, if I remember correctly, there's only 2. So for the time being, we're good. I'm going to creep in here. Just look around for a moment. Make sure there's no resources that I missed. It does in fact look like every enemy was killed. Somehow, some way, they ran into the explosive wires and killed themselves. However, there are still, I think, 3 more enemies left, and they are playing dead at the moment. But because I was able to do that section pretty well, I still have a torch, which is huge right now. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to come over, and I'm going to burn these 2 enemies with a match, and then I'm going to kill the other one with a torch. So, check this out. Here we go. Drop the match, and then run. Okay, so the third guy right now, he's waking up. And I'm just gonna... I could have killed him with the torch right away, but like I said, I don't want to ruin this. So, he's off in the distance now, and I'm just gonna wait, and I'm gonna wait until he turns around, and then I'm gonna kill him with the torch. because I don't want anything to go wrong right now. I might not even use the torch. I might just kill him with stealth. I want to be extra careful with this guy. So it looks like I don't know where he goes. So I'm at a safe distance right now. Okay, he's turning around. Oh shit, there's 2 guys. So there you go. Perfect example of what can go wrong in this. Like, I almost just went to attack that guy, and it turns out there were 2. So that could have been very bad. So I'm trying to just take a second to learn the paths that they take. So this guy, it looks like he just goes up and down the road. The other guy goes around the house. So it looks like my safest bet here is to go this way first. This is everything you're seeing right now. This is just on-the-fly decision making because I didn't plan for this. I didn't know that there was still 2 enemies left, and so now you just kind of have to adapt. So let's give it a shot. Let's cross our fingers and give it a shot and hope to God there are no more bear traps lying around. That would be heartbreaking. Okay, so there's that guy. He's coming this way. Now he's going to turn around. Okay, he should turn around. Okay, and I'm going to sneak my way along this outer edge here. Again, I'm just trying to look out for bear traps. Okay, uh-oh, I don't see him. I don't see where he went. Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay, so he stops there. Perfect. Now I'm going to wait for him to turn around. Where is his friend? Okay, so his friend... So this is going to be a little tricky. I got to get their pathing right, because they don't take very long paths, and that's dangerous. Okay, so here he comes. Oh, this is very, very nerve-wracking. So luckily he stops right there. He doesn't see me. And there he goes. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so there's enemy number 1. Get down. Uh-oh. Oh, I dropped my torch. Fuck, I dropped my torch. Run. Just run. Don't even try to fight him. Just run away. Just run away. Be careful not to get exhausted, but just run away. Play it safe. Don't be a hero. And just wait it out. That's the thing here. It's all about being patient and being careful, because if I can get through this level on my first try, I will be very, very pleased. Okay, so now I can see my torch off in the distance, but I don't see the enemy, so I'm just going to stand here and wait. Actually, no, I'm going to try to throw this bottle to lure him over there, just so I can lure him out into the open. Okay, so where... See, this is where thing... Okay, there he is. So there he is. I'm going to sneak back around this building, pick up my torch. I'm still just so paranoid there's a bear trap somewhere. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, pick up my torch, and then kill this guy. And that will be it. That will be the last of it. So there he is. He hasn't a clue in the world that I'm stalking him anymore. Oh god. Oh my god. Let's get the oh god. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Sebastian's a fucking... Oh my god. I did it. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was the most... Holy shit. That was the most terrifying thing that's ever happened to me in a video game. I went to go pick up the torch, and Sebastian picked up the green gel, and then that guy chased me much faster than I was expecting. Oh my heart is beating so fast right now. I was, oh my, and that's exactly what I'm talking about, guys. I just did that perfectly. There was a little bit of luck involved, but that sometimes happens. But there you go. Like, I just did that perfectly, and almost one little mistake cost me all of that progress. 20 minutes worth of progress from one little mistake. But we did it. We got through it. goddamn try. I am very, very pleased. Give me the checkpoint. That's awesome. Wait, give me the checkpoint. Okay, bam, guys. There's the checkpoint. I'm still just a little bit in shock. Whoa, where am I going? I am just in a little bit of shock right now. I cannot believe that I got through chapters 1 and 2 without dying, and I captured it on camera. That is just awesome. Okay, so there's nothing over here. There's a map fragment, but like I said, I don't need to worry about getting the collectibles. The only collectibles that I really need to remember to pick up are the keys. But holy shit, guys, I can't imagine a better start to this series than getting through all of that on my first try. That's amazing. And, you know, like I said, there was some luck involved. Those enemies, for whatever reason, just happened to run right into the explosive bolts, or the explosive traps. So yeah, there was a little bit of luck involved. But as any good walkthrough maker, not that this is a walkthrough, but, you know, one of my favorite walkthrough makers of all time is Mike Betancourt. Every once in a while, he'll do something and he'll say, like, look, skill is important. Skill is going to keep you alive. But sometimes it does come down to luck. That's just unavoidable. And as you saw right there, while certainly I did have some say in what just happened, and it was my skill that allowed me to get through that, there was some luck involved. And you can't, it just happens. That's just part of the game. That's just part of how it works. But, holy shit, guys. Wow. I can't believe I just did that. So, and in perfect time, too. 45 minutes. Amazing. So there you go, guys. That is the start to Phase 3 Akumu difficulty. Chapters 1 and 2 are now complete without even dying. I'm pretty damn proud of that. That's awesome. But there you go, guys. So we are now officially underway with Akumu difficulty. I hope you enjoyed. As always, let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.